Oh my god, what a good episode! Like, honestly, I did not expect that to be half as good as it was. So, that was episode 87, The Hunt for the Poachers, Goku, and number 8, 17's United Front. Wow, like, okay, so we've had a couple, like, kind of good episodes, and then we had, like, an episode of nothing really happening, and then this is straight back into, like, greatness. Like, of all the episodes I was expecting, this was not it. So I've gone around in circles for a second, but really let me bear down. This episode had comedy in the right places. It had heart in the right places. Had character growth without being clunky. It was just a really solid episode. So it starts off where the last episode ended, straight away, no like gimmicks, straight in. Goku then tries to appeal to Android 17 with the Dragon Balls because money didn't seem to be an interest for him, so he threw the Dragon Balls in there, which did appear to interest Android 17, which is the only thing that didn't kind of make sense. Maybe it's just the amount, but later on, the only reason he wants the wish is for money, but whatever. Besides the point, story goes on, and you really start to see like this bond between Goku and Android. They're very, very similar in kind of really interesting ways. They like to fight, but they got a little bit of banter, the little like swagger. Both of them know that neither of them is really a threat, but they kind of enjoy each other's company. And then it switches to them sensing, like, strong enemies. And I say strong, we're talking, like, henchman level. Not really strong by any measure, but strong enough to be noticed on a planet with humans who've got the power level of a peanut. Do you know what I mean? It's just kind of there. So they're kidnapped before Goku and Android 17 are able to arrive. So they use instant transmission straight up there, and it's like, fight, fight, fight. And this is probably the coolest bit of the episode, which is where Goku and Android 17 split off. Android 17 manages to trick Goku into dealing with some like lower level henchmen so he can go find the boss. And when he gets there, he's just pure badass. He's just 100% pure badass. Well written, interesting. Even the music kicking in, like he had proper fight music. Just amazing. Like, I don't know, they went from Android 17, who we knew nothing about, in 2 episodes they managed to make him probably one of the most interesting characters to come out of nowhere. And yet he's been around forever. He's strong, he's resolute, he stands up for what matters to him, even at the cost of himself. Like, he is so much like Goku, it's actually kinda scary. Now, there's a little bit that happens after that where he has the fight, and I'm sorry, but I really enjoyed this so very much. And then the main boss guy pulls out like a self-destruct and threatens to blow them all up. Goku turns up, and it gets really tense for a second, and you're like, oh shit, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? And then nothing happens. They blow up. I'm like, they've got a tournament in like a day. Like, how's that going to work? Turns out it was a complete fake out, but it was so funny. Like, so Beerus wakes up and has a heart attack, and he's like, I just dreamed Goku died. I just dreamed it. And Whis like, it's probably just you being too stressed. And Beerus is like, it's a bad omen. It's a bad omen. Whereas previous episode, when they switched from the serious bit and switched to the comedy, it just felt wrong. This was so funny. I can't begin to use. I was like properly chuckling out loud. It then cuts back to the bit just before the self-destruct, and this is kind of where you get a real feeling for what Android 17's about. The guy threatens all their lives, and Android 17 is just like, it's my time, let's roll. And I'm like, what? What an absolute bamf. He doesn't sweat, he doesn't risk it. He just he dives straight in and goes and deals with him. Okay, we get Super Saiyan Blue for some reason. I don't really felt it was necessary, kind of just a weird bit. He could have easily just, instant transmission, grabbed them, and gone to King Kai's. So we went serious, funny, serious, and then back to funny. But the timing just felt right. They land on King Kai's planet, and Goku's like, by the way, this guy's going to blow up. And they're freaking out. It's absolutely hilarious. It's like, oh my god, going to blow up. What are you doing? Why'd you bring people here to blow up? absolutely hilarious. I mean, I don't know why they're scared of him. It turns out that the gravity on King Kai's planet is so strong comparatively to most places in most planets in the universe that actually the guy can't even stand up. He can't move, which is just crazy when you think that almost anyone from that we know just walks on King Kai's planet like it's a normal planet. So it turns out that it's all guff. The guy didn't really have a self-destruct, and really he was just trying to wiggle his way out of a bad situation. We find this out from Dende, who basically just uses his ability to talk through the mind, which I don't know when Dende got that ability, but apparently he has it now, so great, I guess. And they end up just taking him back to the ship. Take the ship back to Earth, and they're safe. So that's great. All the animals are safe. Everything's kind of good. And it turns out Android 17 is gonna come along, and that's when he references so. I say that's when he references. They've made a few references throughout the episode, but they reference the fact of Cell, they reference the fact of Boo. Now, I don't know quite how Android 17 was able to remember Boo when most people were made to forget. I don't know why he'd be any different, but maybe it's the almighty plot armor or the fact that he is relative to somebody strong. I don't know. I mean, strong himself, but, relative to, Android 18 and therefore somehow gets, through. Who knows? But they referenced Cell, which was nice. They referenced Boo, which was nice. Yeah, overall, really, really strong episode. The artwork, especially of Android 17, was just on point. There was a couple scenes specifically where they really focused on the way he looked, and I absolutely loved it. Right down to an evil stare, which will more than likely end up being the thumbnail of this, just because I loved it that much. Yeah, I know I sound like I'm just this is the best episode ever made. No. But this is certainly by far one of the strongest standalone episodes we've watched for quite some time. Doesn't require anything else to just be enjoyable, well written, all the way to the end. Now, Jacko turns up for a bit, which is just kind of a bit of fluff. He takes full credit for all the aliens, which neatly takes them off the planet. Problem solved. And that was the whole episode. So we do get, obviously, our sneaky peek into next week's episode, which is finally finding out what's going on with Piccolo and Gohan, which we kind of already knew. It was them training. So Piccolo, you hear a narration of Goku going, cool, Piccolo, you in on it, fantastic. We kind of knew he would be. There's no huge shock there. But what we will get to see is we get to see, hopefully, based on this trailer, and the last two teaser trailers haven't been quite very honest with us, and maybe this will be a little bit different, is that we're going to get to see Piccolo's training Gohan. Will we finally see the mystic form? Who knows? Probably not. But I've got my hopes up that we will. Now, I honestly think this is probably one of the best episodes we've had for a while. And of course, I'm very interested to know what you thought about the episode. What did you like? What did you not like? Leave that all down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit me up with a like. Please subscribe. And I will catch you next time where we will talk about episode 88, the name I have not remembered. Peace.